why you made the moves and what kind of message you have to the fans.
Yeah, recognize why right now I'm not happy about it. You're talking about two accomplished players that are no longer with us coming off of really good seasons. So the players and what we're looking ahead and how our team fits together, they haven't seen that yet. And a lot of youth, there's typically more on the come, and that's what we expect. So, with where we were, we dealt from some areas of depth to create some, flexibility, both for our roster and, some on the financial side as well. But we were a bit heavy with left-handed hitting outfielders, particularly those best suited for left field. Needed to make a call there, and we had an opportunity to grab and C.J. Crone, a right-handed hitting first base DH type that we think really fits us and is more of a need for us. So, that's the position player side, and then the pitching side with Odo. He's done a really good job for us, but with Faria and Snell and some of the developments that those guys are making, got to a point where we felt it was time to turn things over to that group and to see how it goes for them. So, that's kind of the way it played out for us. C.J. Crone is someone that we're excited about, coming in here. And these things all kind of work in balance, and, there's usually a greater sequence beyond the moves at any one given time that's part of our plan as we go along here.
Why now? And I would imagine a lot of that has to dictate because of the market.
Yeah, that's a lot of it, much, I think, like the housing market, when you're able to get a good deal and the market's down, it's a lot harder to sell your house. As we went through this winter, this is something we've been at for a really long time. And, on one hand, we were able to acquire CJ, at a price point that we didn't necessarily think was achievable a couple months ago. On the flip side, we had to swallow hard and make a tough decision on when to, kind of move forward on some guys that were moving out. So it does cut both ways on that, and it's on us just as we move forward here to try to be as opportunistic as we can, both for 18 and just in a bigger picture as we attempt to get a lot of young guys here acclimated.
Categorize what your franchise is doing now as, quote, rebuilding. I know you have a lot of guys here that are established veterans. I know fans don't like to hear that word, but when you cut payroll, sometimes those words kind of go together.
I would say that any time, and this isn't the first off season where these things have happened, it's certainly, it was a big one, with Evan obviously, and then the timing of these getting into camp and how deep this off season went. These are periods of transition. This is something that there's a history of, this type of movement for us, and us being in a position to have confidence in our young players to step up. So, label-wise, I've said it time and time again, I'm not necessarily sure that it deserves a label necessarily. We've got some young players that have developed, that some of them got their feet wet and had success last year, some that are coming, that, it's time for them to be in the mix and to get a greater opportunity.
One is, do you think with this current roster, we'll be able to compete at the highest level?
I think as it looks right now, and I don't think it's any stretch. You look at the pitching we have, and yeah, a lot of it is young. But you look at the arms that we have in this camp, and some of the established guys as well. Talent-wise, it's about as good as you're going to see. There's power, there's stuff. There's a lot there to be excited about. So I think the pitching, has the necessary ingredients to be a top-end group, top-end unit. On the position player side, defensively, you run through the positions, you look at our roster, we're going to take care of the baseball. We really are. We're going to play really good defense. Our pitchers are going to, do their own thing, but when they need a little help, those guys are going to be there to take care of them. That in and of itself gives you a chance, and offensively, we're near the bottom of the American League in runs scored last year, and that's not a whole lot of fun. And I think the look of our offense is going to be a little bit different this year. A lot of it, we're going to play in a lot of tight games, and when you play those tight games, the attention to detail, the situational stuff matters a lot, and I think our personnel is probably a little better equipped to play that type of game right now.
You've seen the quotes by Evan Longoria by now, and we just talked to Chris Archer, we talked to Kevin Kiermaier.
I'm going to be as professional as I can when I answer these questions, because I'm not being around the bush. I am 100% frustrated and very upset with the moves. It's one of those things that makes you scratch your head.
I had a tough time sleeping that night that I found out, but some point we have to move on. I'm still mourning our losses right now.
They're a little frustrated with the front office with your guys' moves. They don't really get it, but it's business is business. Have you had a chance to talk with them? What were your reaction just to your current players and then one of your former players?
Yeah, look, there's this. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and when you make decisions, certainly decisions like this, it's not a surprise when the reactions are what they are, and you prepare for that. You factor it in, frankly, to whether or not it's in your best interest moving forward, not just as on the field talent, but just the perception, how it could impact culture, et cetera. Those are all costs, to making moves like those that we just did. With the players we have, that are here right now, you just try to be honest with them. You try to shoot them straight. They don't have to understand it. They don't have to agree. There's moves that they might agree with that we might think aren't that good for us, and we end up doing it. It's all part of it, and certainly have a right to that. At the same time, we just try to do the best we can to be honest, to be upfront with them, and to explain it, I think, within reason, without getting too deep into things. And at that point, leaving it up to them to go play. And we've got our job, they've got theirs, and we try to do it all the best of our ability and treat each other with respect.